Hi, everybody. My name is Matthew Poes with Poes Acoustics. I also am on Audioholics. I'm here with Paul. Now, Paul, you knew who I was.
Yes, I did.
Always nice to be recognized, so thank you. You must watch my channel.
I do. And I actually just saw you with Shane Lee.
Yes, I just did one with him.
You just did one with him on his new home theater about the acoustics and everything like that. I'm very, very impressed. Very, very impressed.
Thank you very much.
Now, I do have a question.
Sure, let's do it.
So what is more important, room treatment or calibration or room calibration?
That's a really good question. So I don't know that there's a single right answer to that. It probably depends a lot on the system in the room. But I would say that they are probably equally important in different ways, but that in many cases, room treatment may ultimately trump calibration, depending on the system. Now, if we're getting into complex systems with subwoofers and separate speakers and all that, there's a minimum level of calibration needed just to get the integration between the subs and those main speakers.
Sure.
And if you don't have that, I don't know that any room acoustics are ever going to save that room.
Now, everybody's talking about Dirac art.
Yes.
People are saying it's the new wave and you probably don't need acoustics. True, false?
False. All right. So, and even Dirac has come out and said, oh, hold on, that's not true. So Dirac art only works below 150 hertz. It's a bass control system. It is a revolutionary bass control system. It's totally new, works completely different from other bass control systems. It's what's called MIMO, multi-in, multi-out. It means it uses multiple measurements around the room, and it uses multiple subwoofers to control the response.
Does it also use the tower subwoofers?
It can. It can actually use the surround speakers, towers, all of that to control bass, but it's only doing it in the bass. So you still need acoustic treatments potentially for the mid-range and highs. And it really depends a lot on the room. If it's a room that's got a lot of normal stuff of life, cushions, couches, drapery, things like that, you may not need a lot of treatment, and that is a great benefit to add on top of that. But a lot of like dedicated theater rooms or things like that, you can't actually use that without some treatment because you need to get the RT down in the room and get some specular reflections broken up as well through diffusion. Okay.
Now, what I'm beginning to notice also with room treatments, room acoustics, basically, is it's more artistic. It's more artsy now. It's getting more, it's prettier.
The aesthetics are better, yeah.
Yes, the aesthetics are better. So is that like the future? Are we looking
I hope so. I mean, who wants an ugly room? I think this is, you have to live with this. So one of the things that happened in our industry was that at one point in time, everybody had a dedicated sound system in it. That was normal. Everybody would spend actually pretty good money on it too. Spending a couple $1,000s dating back to the 50s and 60s.
That's a lot.
It was a lot of money, but that was not unheard of. It was like you bought your house, you bought your car, you bought your console stereo system from JBL or Klipsch or whoever. That's not true anymore. And part of the reason is sound got better in cheaper products. But the other part of it was that stuff ended up taking up so much space and being so ugly, people didn't want it. Especially as time progressed and costs came down, it got uglier.
Yes, it did.
Same thing happened with home theaters. People built these dedicated single-purpose home theaters. They were kind of ugly. They served one purpose, and people didn't use them. So they went away. Big waste of space. Now people are realizing we want good sound. We want good experiences. We just want better looks, too. So I think the aesthetic level is starting to come back.
Last question.
Sure.
Now that we're having the huge, big 100-inch big screen TVs, what is the future for projectors and ultra or short throw?
So some people have been, I think, saying that they think projectors are going to die. I don't think that's true. Projector technology is advancing as well. And those micro LED screens and the large LCDs still have their own limitations. So at the end of the day, I see projectors continuing to be a valuable alternative for the right kind of rooms. In a light controlled room where you want the best sound and the best video, you can't beat projections. They just let you put the speakers behind the screen in the right locations. You can actually get really good black levels now on some of the better projectors. You can get really good HDR. In a totally black room, you don't want 1,000 nits or 4,000 nits let alone 10,000 nits. It's way too bright. And even for those specular highlights, it blows you out of the room. They've actually done some research now where they've had producers and directors come into blackened rooms and shown them graded content at 108 nits, 300 nits, 500 nits, 1,000 nits. And what they've actually walked away and said, you know what? I like 108 nits, 300 nits, okay. 500 nits is way too bright. 1,000 nits is way too bright. So in proper light controlled rooms, what they're saying is that the standard, which is actually 10,000 nits, is way too bright. They don't like the look of it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think projectors are here for a while.
Okay. All right. Good to hear. Well, Matt,
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure.
Yes.
So this means a lot.
This is great. You came on my channel and interviewed me. I appreciate that. So thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thanks so much. Nice to see you guys. Take care.